CPACians, how you doing? Have you had a good weekend? So have we.
There we go. Who wants an Elon Musk hat? This is an Elon Musk.
Oops. I was going to ask you who was the best speech, but we already know who that was. Oh, look out, I just took some.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Schlapp.
I just hit a gentleman. Sorry about that. I got too many.
You got too many.
Right here. Right here. I'm done.
Now, Matt, before we carry on, you know, of all people, that these sort of events don't happen with people putting a lot of time and effort in. Volunteers, do you think we should acknowledge our volunteers?
I think you guys have the greatest volunteers.
Yeah, yeah.
Matter of fact, several of them said they want to come to Dallas. What do you think? Are you going to bring that out?
Along, yes. Bring them along.
We got a good contract deal we can do on that one. Yeah.
So our volunteers are run by a guy who started as a volunteer for about 3 or 4 years. And then he went on our Global Explorers program to DC, to CPAC. And now he's our general manager. And one day he'll be Australia's Charlie Kirk. I want you to welcome to the stage Barclay McGain. Are you in the house, Barclay?
Give me a go.
Where are you, Barclay?
He's right here.
Give him a welcome, everyone.
Yeah. Good on you, mate. Great job.
You're in charge of the volunteers? Wow.
Thank you, Andrew. It's very polite. And I think it goes without saying, ladies and gentlemen, it's already been mentioned by Andrew, that this conference really would not be what it is and what it has been without our volunteers. And we've had a record number of volunteers this year. Their youthful exuberance has been on show all weekend. We've got a lot of them up the back now, but if you guys would like to please stream up the front, we'd like to honour you in a fitting way. Woo! Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
An incredible amount of volunteers, all different walks of life from all states in Australia, men and women. Proudly standing up for their country. And I will also say one final tidbit is a lot of these people have only recently heard about CPAC, and a lot of them have only recently applied to be involved as a volunteer in the last week off the back of what happened to Charlie Kirk. So I think what we've really seen is just an overwhelming array of support for conservative values, and these people have had the courage to speak up and be involved in such an awesome event. Fantastic. Brilliant. And thank you, Andrew, Warren, and Matt, for making this such an incredible weekend, and I'm so honoured to be involved. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't he gorgeous, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
Barclay McGain.
Good on you, mate. Good on you.
Okay. Oops. Thank you, everyone. Now, as we know, there was a terrible tragedy a week or so ago, and tonight there is a service for the burial of Charlie Kirk, and we thought that in honour of Charlie, who was very open to questions and prepared to answer any question that was thrown to him, that we would offer you the chance to ask any of us any question you want. So what do you got, ladies and gentlemen? Ask us something in
There
honour
you
of
go.
Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Come on.
Oh, here's the microphone. Look.
Yeah, it's a bit... Yell it out. Thank you. This is so dangerous.
Hello. I've wondered why no one has spoken about Australia's involvement with the WHO this weekend.
The way I look at the WHO is that, is there anyone in this audience that think we should be a member of the WHO? don't need to talk about it. We're of one mind and true conservatives across the globe, Matt.
Matter of fact, we passed a resolution at our last CPAC in Washington, D.C.
I signed that.
Specifically all of these different countries, we castigated the WHO and all these terrible people who fund it, so we completely agree with you.
Thank you for your question.
Yeah, come on.
Thank you for such an awesome conference. It's been fantastic. My question is, how do we reach? See, I'm really inspired about the young generation, 18 to 24-year-olds, but my concern is the millennials. So, the 25 to, say, 40-year-olds, and they're really captured, a lot of them, in my experience, by the net zero ideology, the gender ideology, and I think that we need to be doing almost like a social media blitz, all conservative groups, including CPAC. And so how do you think we should reach that generation?
Well, Warren, you're closest to the millennials. Do you want to answer this one?
Gee, I'm only 26 actually, and working with this bloke, good. Look, we are working on that. The idea for us is, through our social media works, also looking at our regional programs that we're going to be running out over the next 12 months. We'll be definitely targeting that group, and we're looking at youth groups and that as well. We've got these great volunteers out of the universities and under 25s and that. These are groups that we're going to be really targeting. So then Andrew and I can retire. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm going to double your salary next year if you stay on. No, what the? Well, triple it.
Yeah.
What I think is that I don't think we should be so negative about millennials, to be honest. Like, I think I can only relate my own personal experience, and I recall my daughter a couple of years ago during the Voice campaign texting me in class saying, "Oh, Dad, you wouldn't believe what they're telling us in class." I go, what's she talking about? So they're telling us that your parents should be voting for the Voice. This is at a private school. And I said, "Oh my goodness, what do you and your girls think, your friends think?" She goes, "Lol, we're watching Jacinta Price TikTok videos."
Yeah.
There is hope, ladies and gentlemen. There is hope.
There is a lot of hope. Yes.
Yeah. Matt, what do you do with young people?
Ma'am, forgive me. You're gonna hate this answer, but my oldest child is 23, just graduated from college. And so I don't know what generation she is, but I have a lot of hope with these young people. I think the sad thing is, the reason why we have hope is that they might have embraced some of these lies, but they're realizing through their own experience how ridiculous it is, especially on the gender stuff. I think they just all realize how ridiculous that is. But the second thing is, it's very hard for conservatives to go up to a 30-year-old and have a program to try to deprogram them. Because it's our view as conservatives that they ought to have their own brain cells and they ought to plug them in and wake up, right, and see what's around them. And I think that's what your conference did great. I think you've woken up a tremendous amount of people that were in this stupor.
Thank you.
Great conference. Thank you. My first time, loved it. Didn't see too many young people in the audience. It was wonderful to see so many young volunteers. Next year, can we find a way to subsidise the price of it for younger people? I'd be willing to pay more to come if younger people would be here.
Can you let me take this one?
Yes.
It's always nice to have a CPAC virgin. This is good. Your first time. Ronald Reagan came to CPAC and he saw all these college kids there and high school kids there. And so this would have been in the 1970s. And CPAC was just starting. It started in 1973. And he made the people who ran CPAC at the time promise that there would always keep the ticket prices low. So you'll see in the American CPAC, there's always a student ticket price that is really low. And I don't think it should be free. A lot of these student groups, they make it free and it's all subsidized. And I think that's wrong. I think they should, 4 days, $40, $50 for our event anyway, I think is pretty minimal. Yeah. But I think there's some truth to what Ronald said.
I think there is, and of course we all want young people to come, but the reality is, and Warren, you know the financials. The reality is, every one of your tickets is subsidised. Like, you can't make money out of conferences. It's very difficult, so it's difficult. But I think, and we've spoken about this. We've spoken about this already this week.
Look, I was approached before we come on stage up here, and look, we'll definitely be looking at that, because we want to try. How do we work on encouraging young people to come in, be involved, and that? So, yeah.
Like, the reality is, when I was a young man,
not my age group, I think we should be free.
Yeah.
Like my salary.
Pension discount. But the reality is, when you're a young bloke, for example, and you're, all you're interested in, as I can recall, and this is old school, is you're tomcatting around and drinking beer. And I don't want to begrudge any young bloke from doing that, but I think it'd be great to encourage those people to take a break from...
I was too busy going to church at the time, but anyway.
Thank you for your question.
Great question. We are...
Oh, we got one at the back here.
Yeah.
No, we got one at the back, and then you're next.
At the back. Wait a sec. We'll come to you. Go.
Okay, Warren, we've heard a lot about the Indigenous industry, so to speak, and I think you know where we're talking about. But there's also a lot of Indigenous communities that get royalties from mining companies.
Yeah.
Now, how common is it for the people in those communities to also be getting unemployment benefits?
Look, this is one of the things that the last election and the previous election before, you'll know that Jacinta was campaigning for that very issue of, because I'm in the mining industry, I work in the mining industry, that we're looking at about $4 billion a year going into Aboriginal communities from royalties from mining companies and that. So that's built up over the year. You will find trust funds of $600 million, $1 billion in these Aboriginal communities. And one of the things that we saw was that we go into the community, people are living in poverty on government subsidies, and here's all this money over here. And so we wanted to do an audit, do a check on it, and try and bring that together. When Albanese made the announcement about the $10 billion that he was going to do for Aboriginal housing in the Northern Territory, I said, why should he be doing that? They've got enough money in their trust funds to buy their own home. They've got enough money. One of the things we have to do is actually change some of the land laws, because under the Native Title Act and the Land Rights Act, they actually can't own their own home. So, and we all know that the building of assets, the building of wealth and bringing your family forward is owning your own home. So this is why we've got to win the next election. This is why I want you all to be signed up members to campaign in the next election, because we have to beat these I was going to swear then, sorry. Sorry.
You can.
Okay. I was going to... because we have to stop, we have to do this stuff, because otherwise we're going to have these people in these remote regional Aboriginal communities who will be locked out of the economy. And we need that to change.
Thank you.
You want to let this guy...
It's coming around.
Thanks for a excellent conference. Just like to ask, see you've got CPAC in many different countries. We're going to have CPAC in many different states of Australia. Would that be a good idea?
The short answer is yes. The longer answer is it's difficult. It's hard to get venues. We're having a Christmas party, though. We could make that announcement now. The CPAC Christmas party is going into the depths of communism. We're taking that to Melbourne. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when we come to town. See how many protesters we can get.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. Come join us.
I want lots of protesters. I love it.
Hold your nose. Yeah. Like, go down there.
The People's Democratic Republic of Victoria. Here we come.
Thank Thank you.
But just to finish on that, we are looking at, state regions that we can get so that we can take it around. The issue, he's a bit more cautionary. I just like to get out there and do things, as you probably noticed. But we are seriously looking at it, and we've spoken to people, and we had some events already in Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane. We want to look at how we can make a sensible approach about it. Sorry, we've been holding you up.
Actually, no, I'll just continue on. Sorry, sir. Greg Cheeseman, are you in the house?
Oh, there he is, over there.
Where's Greg? Greg, can you just stand up for a moment? So Greg is the president of our Victorian branch. He's bravely, along with a cohort of board members, decided to risk persecution in Victoria by joining the CPAC movement. And Greg, give him a great round of applause again. Mate, we love what you're doing, so thank you. I'm not sure whether Melissa Thompson's in the house here too, but there she is. Melissa Thompson's running the New South Wales branch.
I've got to be careful doing that. People may think I'm Nazi.
Yeah, that's right. So thank you, Melissa, as well. So we are looking at expansion. We want to make this truly a grassroots movement across the country.
Yeah.
And, we congratulate those that are already joined and running those branches, and we're looking at the other states as we speak. So thank you. Please, sir.
I think Rowan Dean was right. You do talk too much, but never mind. Great conference, my first time here. Just want to go back to what the gentleman said over here. There's a lot of fossils in this room, me included, and a couple on the stages. We all have grandchildren of 18 and plus. So how about we all next year encourage and pay for them
Great idea.
to come to this conference.
Great idea.
Brilliant idea.
Well done.
That way, we get somebody that might go a little bit left because of being institutionalized by the schools or universities. We bring them to this, we let them hear people on the stage, and that's the only way to convince them where they're going is the wrong way around. Now, just one other thing. Why are we sending so much money to Palestine, instead of giving the money to our Aboriginal communities that need it? I just can never understand this. We just export our dollars, our taxpayers' dollars to these countries, and we don't give it to our own people.
Yeah. Well, you can see this on me. This is release the hostages. We need to release the hostages. We need to get peace in the Middle East. Great. You were worth waiting for, actually. Look, it's 100%. I don't know why we're doing this. We got, the UN, UNRWA? Mm-hmm. Mate, that should be a terrorist organisation. That's what it is, really. And we should be doing that.
Why don't we take the UN out of America and you guys can have it?
We'll send it to Melbourne.
We don't want it. Yeah, we don't want it.
Oops. Not here.
Yeah.
Put it in Gaza.
I think we can take one more question. Over here.
Yeah, hi. I'm a volunteer. I like to be involved in a lot of conservative organisations because I believe it's what needs to be done, and Charlie Kirk believed in showing up and throwing the hat in the ring and being part of the solution. I'm active on social media. I'm doing my part in the social media space to try and promote our ideals and values. I know a network of online influencers that are up and coming, and there is a perception out there that, well, there is a gap in the market for conservative influencers in Australia, as opposed to that of America, where there is a saturation of voices. I know they exist. They do exist. Could CPAC be a forum where we invite all these influencers to effectively promote their platforms and centralise the interest and the passion and enthusiasm for what we believe?
Great.
Matt, perhaps you can answer that because...
Look, we've been around so long. Like I said, 1973, a lot of the people who are heroes of all of us started on the stage there, and you paid for that. And
we're taking it out of his salary.
I would just say this back on all this focus on youth and stuff. I love what you said about your grandkids because I have 5 daughters and they've all staffed me at all these CPACs, both in America and around the world. And I really want to encourage you. It's a wonderful environment to bring kids. You all want to know that the schools aren't the only game in town when it comes to talking to these kids. And for these online folks, we have if you haven't been to the American version, once again, anybody's invited to come. But one of the things, Andrew, we've really tried to do is just like make the media contingent very, very diverse. And it used to be kind of snobby. It was like all like kind of like the major, what we say lamestream, news outlets. And over time, it's a lot of people of different ages who have podcasts or just have a phone. And it's really democratized and awesome. And I think you should do everything you can to encourage as many of these voices to be heard.
I'll follow on that. So where is Camilla? Is Camilla in the house? Yeah, okay. So you would have seen her on stage earlier. So she's got a social media account that's exploding, right? She's a very intelligent, articulate conservative, and they're very rare. And the trouble with being an influencer in the conservative space is you don't get the sponsors.
Yeah.
You don't get the advertising, right? You get cancelled. And it's still happening. It's changing a little bit, thankfully, with the election of Donald J. But so we're looking at sponsoring. So Camilla is our first sponsor. Give her a little bit of money, encourage her to keep going, and we're looking for more. So if you know them, you contact me. We're looking for more, and we want to support them. We want to support those voices and make sure that they don't become uncancelled for economic reasons. Thank you for your question.
One more.
Last one.
Okay, the question is, you need to go to your right a little bit. That's it. Now you're looking at me. I was in artillery for 40 years, Australian Army. Served in East Timor, Afghanistan. I've seen a reasonable amount, and this is my first CPAC. This has been fantastic. Just an issue on security. So, as I understand it, you blokes copped a lot of flack when you started in terms of physical demonstrations against you, plus government interference trying to shut you down. Congratulations on working through that. That's a great outcome. So the question becomes, just out of curiosity, do you think CPAC has now reached such a level that the physical demonstrations are backing off and the government interference won't occur again? Have you reached that level and maturity?
No. Government's big. You heard about, it's a long bow, right? But you've heard about the Hong Kong population trying to fight the CCP. The government, when a government marshals the forces of the bureaucracy, of the police force, and of the legislation that shouldn't exist, and attacks a group like us, it's very difficult to fight back.
Yeah.
But we have political friends now. You've seen the political friends on stage. Yeah. We're gathering them more and more and more. We're not safe yet, but we're on the way. And we need to keep gathering. You need to help us. We need to become powerful. Yeah. And we need to make sure they never do that again.
And also you can help in this process. You've got local members, you've got people. We had, only last year and the year before and that, we had politicians who were banned from coming here by their leaders. So, help us out in regard to getting, because we want to see CPAC as a place where you can listen to the Conservative politician voices, that we can have freedom of speech and that. When first time I went to CPAC, I saw some incredible young people who wanted to get into Congress, and now they are in Congress. This is what we want to do, and so look, we got a bit further to go. I'll be quite open and that with you. One of the reasons why we come to Brisbane because we was almost driven out of Sydney. Yeah. It wasn't so much the protesters. We weren't too worried about that. It was just that venues just closed down. They just would not have us.
Yep. Shameful. Yeah, and but we'll look. This venue's great. I've got to say, they were wonderful. They did a great job for us.
when we had our meeting with their security and with the staff and everything here, they were just beautiful people and that. And I just love what they did for us here after all the years we've been run out of town, you know. But it is so. This is what we got to do. This is why we come here. We're growing. This is a great event. What happened this weekend is something that you know, when Andrew and I spoke many years ago, this is what we wanted. We wanted an event which had politicians. We had the deputy leader of the opposition. Wouldn't it be great if she's still the leader, Susan Lake, next year? Well, I love them. That's great. Let's get. We want people here. We want all the Conservative people, and we've got a commitment to the Conservative movement. We want all the Libertarians. We want One Nation. We want all of them to come together, and that we can start getting preference votes swapping. We can start getting a whole lot of things, so we get people elected.
Yeah.
Get people elected.
We want to unite. We want to unite. Make sure we get rid of this awful government. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end. I just want to make a quick few thanks. I want to thank the Institute of Public Affairs, who are an enormous supporter of ours and an absolutely wonderful think tank. I encourage you all to join them as well as CPAC. I want to thank Matt Schlapp, under difficult circumstances, choosing to come to Australia. Wonderful. And Veronica Birkenstock as well.
Veronica.
I want to thank Warren Mundine to be an absolute wonderful co-venturer, co-director. Yep. Love you, Warren.
Love you.
I love yous.
Yeah, love yous all. I love yous all. All the beautiful people out there.
And well, I think...
And Gary Hardgrove.
And Gary Hardgrove. But I think most of all, you should give yourselves a bloody clap, honestly. This is fantastic, yes. And you're here with us, and you're with each other, so thank you.
Actually, yous make this. Yous make this. You know, I'm just a pretty face out here. Yous make this.
That is it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next year with 10 of your friends as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.